First possession for CQ to get us underway here in the 16 girls grand final. Let's see what they go with their first possession of the game. Coming against the grain there, Lainey Ingram. Last touch. Dominic Saunders will play the ball, steps out, looks to take on the outside, and the touch has been made from Lily Neal. Nice first defensive set there from Brisbane. Ooh, mistake though. Yeah, good call from the on-field referee. Just looked like it skewed in the roll ball there. Tough ball to take up, so good opportunity here as we see contact there on one. Back through the midfield and actually lost over the line. So it might be a little bit of a jittery start here from both teams.
I think you just sort of want to say, righto, come on, let's drive. Run our way into the game.
Nice ball movement as they come over towards their interchange area now. And Brisbane team, little juggle. That does a good job to hold on to it. Nice little pop-out play. They continue to put the ball through the hands. Space out here on the outside. It was just a little bit of a slip there in defence from Lainey Ingram. And streaking away, Caitlin Teakle will get the first points on the board here for Brisbane in the grand final.
Yeah, that's one of those tries that you just, as a coach, you just can't do too much about. She's on the bike on her way out there and just a little bit of a stagger. Has to turn and chase hard, but a little bit too hard. Throws a fetlock and Cobras are through.
Just started with a little pop-out play in the pass before and just got them on the front foot and running. There's space out here for the Bulls on the left-hand side of the field. They come back now towards the midfield. Jenkins in the half, takes them on and just running out of room on that right-hand side of the field. The Cobras did a good job just to go laterally with them, make the touch on the try line. Brisbane put the ball through the hands yet again. Nice little late pass at the line, the dummy. They're picking up nice metres. The try scorer there, Caitlin Teakle. Coming off into the interchange and just almost skipping away. Lily Neal eventually goes back to the mark. Elias plays it now on last. Nice ball, good defence coming from outside in to shut the final play down there. Tamsin Hogarth for the CQ Bulls, making the final touch as they go down the right-hand side of the field with Jenkins. It took a little time for the acting half to get into position. They do and continue on with their run. Brisbane doing a pretty good job in the play the ball at the moment in terms of their contact. Again, just forcing the mistake. Nothing too over-vigorous, but getting really good body position and just almost coming over the top of the ball-playing arms, which is creating the mistakes there in the play the ball.
Yeah, and it's not. It's very, very subtle, and it's something that can take a long time to learn and to learn properly. As the pop-out play works again for the Cobras, they get the ball through the hands, and it's a foot race into the corner. Great shaving tag there by Freya Hansen. I think that is out on the wing for the Bulls. But yeah, it takes just that little bit of time to learn how to get that technique right so that you're holding somebody up without actually being too hard and knocking them off their line. But the hands just got underneath.
Ball coming off their line. It's a little bit lethargic the first few touches. Now they do a little bit of ball movement, but again, we see another mistake played, and it's pretty much a carbon copy of what we just saw. They're getting caught upright as well in the play the ball, and the Cobras defence is coming in over the top, making the touches on the arms.
Yeah, Caitlin Lualga in that case was very much off balance, and that's why the hard touch isn't paid. It's clearly a balance issue on the behalf of the person that's actually rolling the ball. As the Cobras are attacking the right-hand side or probing the right-hand side a little bit. Bulls very compact here on their right.
It's going to be a penalty to Brisbane. This time the Cobras, the Bulls I should say, trying to put a little bit of pressure on and make some contact in the play the ball. A little bit too much for the referee's liking. Sees the penalty go towards Brisbane. Tinamu offloads. Short ball here from half and a dive in at the line, and the touch is made. It was good to see Annika Tsunamu out there. She had a little bit of a heavy head knock in the semi-final a little bit earlier on today. Here she is with the ball in hand. Get herself into acting half. A little outside in play. Nice line run as well from Cadence Ohaya Katsune. Have a look at the replay here. It's a set move between the two. Equally good defence from the Bulls. Just need to work themselves into the game here. Complete their set. Get down the other end of the field as much as possible to try and get themselves into a field territory game. Nice little ball over the top. I'm going to say ball down.
The way that skewed out, it looked like the ball movement looked like it had been tipped by the defender, and normally you sort of see a 6 again call on those ones, but it was good hands to get out towards that side of the field.
Bulls are putting good pressure on here defensively on the first few touches of the set. Cobras struggling to get forward as the changes come on now. Blade offloads off the fingertips, and that's a good set there for the CQ Bulls, and it really started on the first couple of touches, and the Cobras, they couldn't recover.
Yeah, they had really good shooting, good pace getting up off the line. Once you earn that first slow roll ball, if you've got good shooters, they'll get back up and go again, and slow down the next one. And the Cobras just couldn't work their way back into it. Good defence there from the Cobras though at their line.
Good opening drive on the first touch. As they promote the football, yet again, working their way towards the interchange area. Johnson offloads, but again they're on the back foot here. Neil plays it. They only just start to get towards the halfway line now with the Lice, who picks up. There's a bit of a collision off the ball between the two players, and yeah, that's what the off-field referee calls. Just losing her footing there. Charlie Nicola coming in and actually touched the CQ player with the ball in possession, which constitutes a touch, even though she was offside, but making her way back to be onside.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm concerned about now is that's 3 sets in a row where the Cobras have gone to run a boxers set, looking for interchanges, and there's a structural issue within their set that's just not working at the moment, where they end up with basically all 4 players subbing off at the same time as we see the ball go out by the Bulls and go to ground. But all 4 players seem to be substituting at the same time, and the winger has to pick the ball up with nobody to pass it to. And there's a number, you can see it again, they're coming all the way across, at least this time, but now they've been able to get that extra couple of yards, and now it flows. But if the Bulls can sort of knock them back on those first couple, the flow breaks down and the whole pattern just doesn't work. As the Cobras have still only got 5 players on the field. Oof. Winger comes on now.
Yeah, it was a desperate touch as well there on Zara Hagan. They did a good job on the back end of the set still. Like you made mention, there's not quite crisp enough when they're transitioning at the moment, Brisbane. And the Cobras...
Same issue.
Yeah, the Bulls, I should say, it is the exact same issue. Looking really flat and forcing them to go lateral across the park, trying to look for meters to go forward. Probably not a bad option just to pick it up and go from half there. At least they finished straightening up the point of attack there. Zoe Robson on the final touch for the Bulls. It gives the opportunity, good starting position for Brisbane, and it will help to get their changes on with a bit more fluidity. Given the position where they started their set, they continue to go with this pop-out play, and why not? It's been working for them. They force the pass back on the inside, and another mistake here for Brisbane. Pass penalty is the call.
Yeah, one of the ways that you can sort of mitigate some of the dramas if you do get broken down early in the set, as we see a penalty for off the mark here, or for a forward pass off the roll ball. But one of the ways you can mitigate it is you've got a winger on the far side. The winger can actually compress across and be an outlet just in case you don't get that player off. And then as the subs are coming on, they can then sweep back out to the far side. It means more leg work though. So it's a bit of a trade-off that you make as the coach, whether or not you'd like to have that outlet pass come across, outlet player come across from the other side of the field.
Nice ball, space down the right-hand side, and did a really good job to get the ball down and continue this momentum on, but they haven't got their full complement of players out on the field. They only had 3 at the time. Another 2 changes coming on. This might be a burnt touch and dropped it, putting in as well. So, they just can't quite get themselves into the game at the moment, and it's just little errors like that that are costing themselves. They look still quite calm. A little bit of communication between coach and referee on the CQ side of the field, but they're pretty happy. Got the thumbs up. Penalty here to Brisbane.
Yeah, it's a real midfield battle here, and it's the defence in the midfield that's working really well and taking the time away from, or putting the pressure onto the attack, and the attack's just not able to hold up under that pressure at the moment.
Tanamu into the in-goal area and links one out to the left-hand side. There was cover defence coming across. I feel like they're going to point to the spot. Yes, they will. Yeah, it took a little while, but Brisbane all smiles here, and they get their second points on the board here in the grand final of the 16 girls.
And it's that little dummy back inside there by Tanamu that's just frozen the defence of Dominique Saunders and given her that extra step of space to be able to slide through the line. And then, as I've spoken about before, you can't defend a player one-on-one for more than a couple of seconds. It just doesn't work.
2-0 on Painaway scoreboard. Brisbane Cobras with the early lead here in the 16 girls grand finals. The Bulls, when they get down that end of the field, it's obviously from a restart, so they're going to be in a pretty decent position to be able to attack on the back end, but it just feels like they're really chancing their hand when they don't need to at the moment. There's still a lot of time on the sleeve, but the more that they do chance their hand, the more mistakes that they're going to come up with, and it just feels like it's just impacting on them negatively. But moments like this will help.
Yeah,
this got a full set of 6 here just to calm it down.
This will really give them an opportunity to I mean, they're going to run some subs and get some other players on there, but at the moment they've only burnt that one touch to do so, and now they've got their full set of 7 players on the field. Somebody drops off, yep, and the referees have picked up on it. Wow, 3 players have come off the field, 4 have come on, and you've just completely ruined that opportunity for yourselves. That really hurts, and I've spoken about it before. I'm really not. I get very hypercritical about those kind of errors on teams, and you can see why. That's just a killer.
Another aspect that you might have seen in some of the shots on the sideline as we'll just watch this play unfold from Brisbane. That is a good finish, outstretched hand, Charlie Nicola. So they make CQ pay again from those little mistakes that they're coming up with at the moment. And that's a sign of a good team when you can capitalise on those opportunities. That's a good finish.
Look at that, the outstretched arm going away from the body so that the only thing that's touching that the defender can touch is going to be the hand with the ball, and she's just that little bit too far away. But that is their championship moments, those ones where you've got yourself a complete set in attack and you give away a silly penalty, and then you're made to be you're punished down at the other end, and that can make a huge difference in the game, and certainly to your own psychologically. As the Bulls run a little bit of a sweeper play right down into the short side of the field. There's not a lot of space over there. They're going to bring it back across.
And looping ball. And what I was just about to make mention of prior to the Cobras scoring, and you probably can start seeing in some of the shots with the flags and everything in the back end, the wind is really picking up, and it's strong behind the back of the CQ Bulls team at the moment. So the Cobras, they're running straight into it. It's not causing them any ill effects at the moment. Yeah, it might definitely become a factor and something the players might have to adjust to, particularly when they're starting to throw some of those long balls. Nicola again, who scored the try last time around for Brisbane, gets into the in-goal area, and she'll set this one up herself. Well, what a couple of minutes she's had in this game, really starting to cause an influence for the Brisbane Cobras team. Back-to-back tries, puts them up by 4 on the Painaway scoreboard. They're starting to stretch away.
And this is one of those moments you can see this. This is a star player within your side, one of the key leaders within your team, stepping up and saying, "I'm going to take this game by the scruff of the neck," and that's what's happened by Nicola in the last few minutes. These are our opportunities. I'm going to take them, and running through there.
Still sweet play with the pop back infield. Ingram. Played on the 7 metre line. Jenkins in from half. They come up and put pressure on on Ingram. They're stacked out here on the right-hand side. They've got to get it over the top. Oh, has the touch been made? Yes, it has. Well, they had a 3-on-1. And Indiana Frawley coming in and had to make a touch, but that final pass just needed to get out of the hands.
Oh, it's actually one of those things where the link has ended up getting in the way of the middle, but she's done it by by doing the right thing. She's actually hitting the correct hole. She just hasn't recognised that the defence was completely shot and have come in one more than they should have.
Not the greatest set here from Brisbane. Finished it off in the corner. There's probably actually two moments during that set where the Bulls probably could have got possession back. There's a little bit of a loose play the ball. Also there on the final play, Gabrielle Blade, the ball just spewing out, but the referee deeming the touch was made first. Penalty here on the halfway line though for the Bulls as they put it through the hands on touch one. Ooh, a little bit of space down that right-hand side of the field. Hogarth is caught. The Bulls to set up towards the back end. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Little wraparound plays started stepping into the line, but Brisbane, they just holding their position perfectly. Not really too rattled defensively, defending on their line at the moment. Bulls not asking too many questions of them in defence. The ball goes through the hands. Another little air bobble in the play. The ball, this time the referees
get it out,
all
get it
over
out,
it.
Get it out, get onto it.
Through the hands they go. Brooke Hill promoting it across. There's another little bounce in the play. The ball.
Oh no, I don't like that one. Oh well.
Zoe Robson, he was pointing, saying, there's a Cobras player in there, sir. Referees disagree. Good meters down the sideline for Haya Cartane. Now with the ball in hand, we'll return after the penalty. Go towards the CQ Bulls. No touch
Voluntary
made.
roll ball.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
A bit of a sneaky attack, and they might just take something like that to spark the Bulls back into the game. They got to score. They've had some decent possession and field position down this end of the field, but again, they still haven't been able to capitalise. But definitely the last two sets and having to be forced to retrieve. Dominic Staunders, he sends it back in towards the middle of the field, linking up with Molly Kelso, just loops one over the top. Again, probably a pass that didn't need to be thrown. Just gives possession straight back to the Cobras. Tickle, who plays it. Contact in the midfield. Another mistake in the roll ball. So 3 sets in a row here from the Cobras. They haven't been able to make it out of their end of the field and get over the halfway line. And the Bulls are forcing mistakes. And as we've mentioned a few times throughout the court, they just cannot capitalise on the opportunities that they've had so far. Again, looping ball. Jenkins takes it.
And how similar is this game to the semi-final that we saw that the Cobras have done the exact same thing that they did to the Sharks? That's what they're doing to the Bulls here. They're just strangling the life out of them and making them look a little pedestrian in attack. I think, I think that this is a lot of the way that the Cobras are defending this game. It's got not a great deal to do with how the attacking team are attacking. Oh, nice.
It was a tough ball to pull in. They did a good job. Elias sweeping around the back. Last touch here for Brisbane. A little bit of space. It's going to be a touch and pass penalty. Nice work. Zoe Stone making the touch and forcing the penalty. See Talia Elias on screen. Heading towards the halftime hooter now. 45 seconds left on the clock. The Bulls are desperate for points. A little bit of space out here on the left-hand side. Coming off the left foot. Nice run there from Zoe Robson. 30 seconds to go. A good strike dump on the last.
Left.
Hold it up nicely. Beautiful job. And that's what they needed going into the halftime break. Brooke Hill, as you see the CQ fans on the hill, They're up and about after that one. That's beautiful ball playing, though. The big pump and then going short. Nice try.
Yeah, and it was always onto the left. I started to call it for them as it was going there, but you could see the Cobras a little bit static on that left-hand side, flat-footed. Coach will be really annoyed with that, to let that try in right on the buzzer here. The first half, very similar to what we saw in the semi-final by the Cobras. Really constricted the game. Opened up, scored, got some scores. It's obviously closer than it was in that game, but yeah, this is not an insurmountable game lead now. One try right on the buzzer, that will really give the Bulls the lift that they will need for the next half.
Well, we saw the Brisbane Cobras go into the halftime break in the 16 boys grand final 3-0 up. It's a 3-try advantage here to the Cobras as well. 4-1 though is the score. Do we see another miracle like we did in the 16 boys grand final? Big task though ahead of the CQ Bulls, but they will take some momentum going into the second half with that last try right on the halftime hooter. We're going to take a quick breather here and come back.
Static, but really they're just going to be looking at running hard and running the game out and closing it out.
Yeah, and as we touched on in the first half, and you can see in the pictures, the wind is really starting to become a factor for both teams out there. Tricky conditions. Both teams will adjust the wind right behind the Brisbane Cobras here in the second half, which might be a bit of an advantage for them. See how the second half unfolds. Contact there. There's space out here, though. Dipping away the final pass. They're going to come back in towards the midfield for a penalty for a forward pass. So they hold out defensively on the first set. That might have been something they touched on in the halftime break as well. As the Bulls now will put it through the hands. Over to their left-hand side of the field. There's space out there. In their sub-box side. A little bit flat-footed. Now they come towards the midfield with Zoe Stone, who will play it on the last touch here for CQ. They play out the back. Oh, might have had the chance just to hold on to that one, try and draw the winger and get the 2-on-1.
Yeah, you want to see her dig into the line a little bit more once she's caught that ball, but expecting to get smashed by a defender as the Cobras make the error here.
Yeah, a little mistake around the halfway mark. See the Bulls with a full set of 6. Themselves back underway. Almost footwork away from the first defender that come back. Making the touch there on Madeline Gee. You can probably hear the wind ripping through the effects mic. Nice ball over the top. They just need to straighten up here.
Oh, run it.
It was interesting. They still have touches up their sleeve, or they're just throwing the football around. I must have lost the count myself there. Touch and pass was the call. Field position here for the Brisbane Cobras as they put the ball through the hands. Changes onto the park for them now. Lily Neal will receive it. Offloads. Tenamu plays it. So it'll pick up and go here from Nicola, trying to get in between offside players. CQ defence holds nicely. Makes the touch. Beautiful ball to get their set started, and they come back down this left-hand side of the field. Good turn of foot as well. Picking up some metres. Dams and Hogarth down that left-hand side of the field for the CQ Bulls.
And the Cobras winger, as soon as that space opened up, the Cobras winger still rolling backwards into the space, trading space for time to allow time for her inside defender to recover. So they're actually, it doesn't look like they're too concerned structurally about, boys, we're going to see a 6 again here.
Yeah, they continue
on. The ball's still going. It's 4-on-3.
The touch made. So this will be 0 for them now as well. Little out ball. Just got to try and get some attacking shape here, the Bulls. Nice little out ball. Definitely got more running in them coming out of the second half break.
Just dummied the switch there. Like, I don't know that they've actually run a full switch at good speed yet. An actual switch would have won. Would have earned what they needed to earn there. It's
Dominic Saunders, a little half chance there. Went from half early in the touch count, and there's space for him into the in-goal area. Good contact. Get the ball, the body over the ball. The referee's happy to say that she did. High Cartone rolls forward here for Brisbane. A little late ball at the line from Elias. And going back to that pop-out play. Defence from the Bulls. Back into the midfield with Hillman. Pick up and go. Nice footwork. They've got numbers out here on the right-hand side, having to reach back for a little pop back over the top, and they make the touch on Hillman. And the final execution, if that pass is on the money, they're going to roll over for their 5th try there, Brisbane.
It's well defended though by Cobras by Bulls in the end that they scramble, but once the space closed down on the wing and the ball only had one place to go, which was to come back inside. The Bulls have played smart touch footy, let the Cobras player catch it and make the immediate touch rather than the high risk attempt at trying to catch the ball or knock it down or risk anything else there.
CQ Bulls getting a repeat set off the penalty. Brisbane getting a foot in the play of the ball. Chance here for the Bulls as Stone plays it, turning it back on the inside, straight back into Brisbane defence. Kai Hillman making the touch. One to come here for Brisbane. Sliding across field, trying to create the numbers in the space. And Jenkins is caught on the final, but it is a touch and pass. Penalty will go to Brisbane.
One thing I just noticed on that play as well is once the ball left from the right-hand side of the field and went hard across to the left, the players on the right-hand side, there were no hole hitting, there was no options provided, even just for the sake of being in support. It was purely just stand and watch as the play went away from them, and I'm just curious as to the thinking about that one.
Nice little play down the sideline yet again. Geez, they're picking up meters down that left-hand side of the field. There's Hogarth, who's playing down that left edge. He's doing a great job taking the opportunities that they have. And when they come back to the midfield, flat from half, deserved the groan. Space, numbers, it was the right idea just to kind of pop the pass out to where she needed to be rather than where she was right at that time, so he could take it and try and sweep around. It was probably going to be an issue with how much space was available.
I think she probably could have been run down in the end, but it just didn't quite go to hand, which made life easier for the Cobras than anything else. The Bulls thinking that the ball was going to go towards them, but no, it's a penalty for a hard touch. As Charlie Nicola is going to drive the ball forward here for the Cobras.
We'll go again. Tanamu from half, links back up with Nicola, bang off the right foot, puts the ball down in one hand. We saw something similar from her in the first half. Took a little while to get points on the board there for the Cobras, but they do get their 5th. And it's Nicola yet again attacking the line and coming up with the points.
And it's the drive I was speaking about. They've got them going onto the back foot. It's just buddy, quickie, dive and score. The Bulls' defence are running backwards that whole way down. And once you're running backwards for 2 or 3 touches in a row, it's so hard. And you can see the defender is only about the ball width behind the line. And it's just a space for the ball to go to before a touch can even be made. She's reaching.
And it's just those couple of steps straightening up the defence as well, and then kicking out off that right foot. It really makes it hard when you're defending your line. Hold your line coming backwards and all of a sudden trying to shift sideways. Nice little pick up and go from half. Space out here, worth a little shot at the line. Diving in there, Lani Ingram. Enterprising play there for the Bulls on their left edge.
Yeah, it's clear this is really their line attack structure. Is, as we see, a pop out again on the wing. Chase down. Yeah, it's very much about trying to go hard angles out and look for the late pass outside a defender, try to get a defender to latch in and hold into infield a little bit too long. But there's really not a lot of options other than that when it's breaking down, and you'd want to see somebody switch back against the grain because you've got them going so hard one direction. Just a switch will make all of the difference here, as there's a penalty against the Bulls for a forward pass off the roll ball, and so the Cobras will get the ball back in really good position midfield.
5-1 on the Painaway scoreboard. Coming up next after the 16 girls grand final, I should say. will be the 18 boys grand final. That'll be contested between the Queensland secondary schools team and the Brisbane Cobras. The first of the 18 grand finals coming up after the 16 girls here. Queensland secondary schools taking on the Brisbane Cobras. It'll be a really good game. Those two teams came up against each other in the rounds. Cobras went into the halftime break 3-0 up in that one as well. And got overrun, so they know that they can match it with the powerhouse that is the Queensland secondary schools team.
Yeah, wow. Just saw the referee get mixed up a little bit as Zara Hagen went through from half, was caught. Took the referees a little bit of time to sort themselves out. The Bulls have got the ball now, driven up the field. And on last touch, a little bit of show and go, a little bit of trickery, a little bit of movement around. But again, it's the same thing each time. It's the same play over and over. And eventually, you need to change something up.
Cobras over the halfway. Zanamu getting him on the front foot. Pops back out. Will drive in. Nicola from half. Comes off the left foot. Links back up with Tanami. They're just losing their way a little bit. Last touch, though, for them now. As they come back into Tanami. Nice touch, though, in cover defence. It might have been Lani Ingram making the touch for the Bulls. No, my apologies. It was Brooke Hill in the 7.
They really have, both sides have been trying those little trail passes, the one that goes back across the body. In that case, a ninja or a boy move, depending on what state you're from, I think. That's what they call it. But, yeah, there's a lot of plays that are just going back across the body. In that case, it was shut down nice, quite comfortably, as a loose pass goes to ground.
Just giving the Cobras more good field position. That was a little bit of a bobble in the... Oh,
hey.
Wow. Jeez. Coming up and out of the line, and Annika Tanami just kind of looked at him and went, what just happened there? Holy dooly. That is a shot for substitution. Heading over Dominic Saunders. Let's have a look at this. Boof. Just a little collision of bodies.
Yeah, I don't think there was too much in that one as Tanamu is diving, but beautiful save. That's McKeely Farr has come in from Link and sniped and saved her teammate from a certain try there. Tanamu's dive for the line would have beaten everybody else.
Nice ball left to right. We come back for the penalty. Touch and pass is the call. CQ Bills will tap on their 7-metre line.
It was good to have that little bit of drama in the middle of the game.
Yeah, and I was just watching on the replay though as well. As soon as the shot came in, there was all smiles from Annika. She was loving it. A little bit of excitement here in the 16 girls grand final. Last touch, Bulls looking for offside players. They will get them. That's good awareness. Nice job from the referee as well, just to play advantage. Olivia Jenkins almost squeezing through. Picks up a repeat set off the penalty for her team as they put the ball through the hands, but quite lateral. Skipping away now, Zoe Stone. Pushes it out the back. Numbers. Coming in and shutting that down, Indiana Frawley. Had to make a play at the ball. Nice play though from the Bulls.
Yeah, they finally did something a little bit different, which was the dummy at the line and then at the defensive line. And then dig through the line and pass around behind the defender. As we see a voluntary roll ball here in the middle of the field. Yeah,
it's disappointing.
Yeah, it's one of those really tricky ones because as a thumb, loose ball, loose carry.
Good touch.
But it's one of those tricky ones where the team's under the Mexican standoff rule, which is that they must continue to move forward. And you're not allowed to pull away. Oh, a bit of movement around and a dive for the line. Good touch in the end, but yeah, it's one of those things you can't really pull out away from the touch. But having said that, you've got an attacker who's just reaching out and not really paying attention to where the defender is. And I'm thinking that's what the referees have basically said, is that you weren't making any attempt to see where the defender was as another loose carry, or another loose pass rather.
Brisbane on touch one with Tanamu. They do a good job of coming out of their end of the field and They'll grip one, punch forward if they need to, but if there's a little bit of defensive pressure, they're happy to push that extra pass. They've had a couple of little variations sliding across field there. Kai Hillman really punching forward on the back end of this set. We're looking to get a nice clean play of the ball. Space, 2-on-2 battle. Managed to create the overlap in the 2-on-1. And they will roll over for points. They were there. Just dragging in both defenders. The outside defender there for the Bulls. Created that overlap. Nice finish down in the corner. 6 try on the board.
Yeah, it's the acceleration of Zara Hagen there. Acceleration and speed away from the defending link, and it's as soon as you're attacking the line and attacking the hole, attacking that space, that's when the defence feels threatened and you create uncertainty, and that's what happened there. Is that the link is threatened, under threat on her side. She has to really, chase Zara Hagen in that case, and the winger just gets a little bit unsure about whether or not to come in.
Hillman plays it, pumps, and the touch is made. My apologies, it was Brooke Hill. Getting my number 7s confused. Cobras down their sideline. There's that extra pass again, which just gets him on the front foot. Meters is Lily Neal. Trudges forward. Tanamu yet again over the halfway line they go. And it might be Tanamu and Nicola setting up yet again. Nicola getting through. Good desperation dive though in defence.
It's a good touch. It's not my favourite option. I've mentioned many times I'm not a fan of the dive at the half. But in this case, it worked out all right for her.
Yeah, by Manu Malone having to stretch out on the final touch. As the ball's with Ingram. We'll play it. Space out here on the right-hand side, putting the ball through the hands. Nice footwork, stepping back, Neep. The touch was affected on her. The fingertips there of Kelso. Turn the ball back over. There's under 4 minutes left to go here in the 16 girls grand final. 4 minutes away from claiming the title here. The Brisbane Cobras. Still looping ball out to the left-hand side of the field. It's Jasmine Jin. Takes the touch. Cameron Bray now back out onto the park along with Natalia Elias, who will play the ball. High Katane ripping nice right to left and just coming in between. Down on the feet there of Jin. CQ, nice run on the first touch from Saunders. Shows the ball in 2 hands. Still going here, Saunders.
Yeah.
Nice little 20-metre gain. No half in place here for the Bulls. Hogarth has to scramble to get over to the acting half position. Numbers in space out here. Yes, beautiful ball they play on. Space, gritting the teeth. Little bit of support back on the inside. Just overran it though. Got in front. Robson just needed that step behind. Oh, good hands. Yeah. Dipping away there. Ingram did a good job to hold on to it. No, it's Jenkins. Jenkins takes on the line. They've got the numbers this time. Ingram, yes. Oh. No, refs. Why? You're taking it away from us.
Why do we need referees?
Oh, they did such a good job, and it was in the previous set too. They came down the right-hand side. Nice enterprising play to put it through the hands and go and attack on the left as well, as now Brisbane might need to be looking towards the full-time siren. 2.5 to go.
Zoe Stone did really, really well here. Shot up when the ball was on the ground in the roll ball. Shot up and took the options away and forced a forced pass. As I put the mockers on them again. And they turn the ball over. One other thing I wanted to say really quickly is that we need to remember this is a junior tournament and this is about development. And whether it's developing players in states like mine where we're trying to teach specific skills that we just don't have the opportunity to do when we're away, when we're back at home, or whether it's these the larger permits that have got big programs and lots of players that they can develop. These Bulls players will come away from here learning, and this is really critical point of what this kind of a tournament is about. It's not just about going out and winning trophies, because when you're in your 40s, how many people really sort of care about I won a national championship when I was 16. Okay, that's great. I mean, it's a really good achievement, not to take anything away from it, but if you can develop as a player and learn how to be a quality player and develop a long career, that's the sort of thing that you'll look back on in later life, and that's something that I hope all of the coaches here are making sure that they explain to all their players, that this is about, this tournament and these kinds of opportunities are about making yourself a better player and making yourself a better person. That's what us as coaches are about.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Such a great comp to be able to do that, and the development aspect of it. Not only the players, the referees, the coaches as well. A lot of up-and-coming referees. Saw some awards given out this morning for some of the young up-and-coming referees and referees of the tournament. Coaches as well, good opportunities. There's some great mentorship going on out here as well, with some senior coaches coming back down and assisting the next crop coming through. As the Bulls will hand the ball over, that's going to probably be their final possession of the game. 10 seconds left on the clock. The hooter is imminent here for Brisbane, who will claim the 16 girls title. The DoorDash National Youth Championships. Hooter goes in the background. And it will be the Brisbane Cobras, a dominant performance here in the 16 girls grand final. The final score on the Painaway scoreboard, 6-1. They were gallant, they tried their absolute hearts out, the CQ Bulls, but it was won in the first half there for Brisbane.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's almost an identical performance to what we saw in the semi-final. The Cobras really just